The goal for today is to trim the flower pot that I threw literally yesterday. And we're gonna decorate it for my sister. So Leah, don't watch this video. Click away right now, is your chance. She recently started climbing and I thought it would be cute to put little climbing grips on the pot. Let's make some tea. And also in our house we used to have them on the ceiling of the stairs that were leading into the basement. Casually go do your laundry, go down through the ceiling. Yeah. A regular Tuesday, am I right? I don't really know yet what sizes I want the grips to be. I think I'm gonna need to make them and then let them dry and only then I can attach them. Or I attach them, but then the clay needs to be super soft. But because this clay shrinks so much, I think it's gonna be a bit difficult to manage it well. So we'll do them before, let them dry, attach them, and then paint them so that they're cute little different colors. But first, let's dance. You can't really see from this angle, but behind that mirror on the wheel, there's currently the flower pot that I am trying to dry with the heat gun. I really hope this is doable. Last time I did something similar, it was much smaller pieces and I threw them and then I trimmed them the next day and they went into the kiln that same day. So within like a bit more than 24 hours, within maybe like 32 hours, they were created and ended up in the kiln and they were completely fine. They were gorgeous, I really like them. I gave them all away. Yeah, but this piece is much bigger. It's just not solid enough yet for me to grab it without messing up the shape. I'm gonna show you a close-up of the heat gun. So you see that area where it's red? That's the heat from the heat gun. Like, this thing looks like a hairdryer, but it's so powerful. Where's my hard clay? You can see it's still a bit wobbly and it's kind of changing shape under my hands, but using gentle opposing forces, I do manage to get it off and flip it around. Of course, we gotta make sure that it is centered, so that's why I have my hand there. It really helps. If the pot isn't in the center, it's gonna kind of come bump against my fingers. And once it's in the center, we secure it down with little lumps of hard clay, and thus the trimming begins. You can see that the further I trim into the pot, the darker the clay is, and that's because it's wetter and wetter, because obviously the heat gun only dries the surface, so trust that the heat gun was used a lot during this process. I find trimming so satisfying. Look at that. Honestly, sometimes it's like the little trimmings want to speak. It's like they're expressing themselves and dancing around, and it's gorgeous. But I think nothing does the job better to smooth things over than a dry finger. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm writing a little message and engraving it in the clay for my sister. Luckily, the pot fits perfectly on the banding wheel, or the lazy Susan. I think that's what a guy who used to work at the pottery workshop I did my stuff before at would call it. I was like, do you have a banding wheel? He was like, what the fuck is a banding wheel? So, okay, let's figure out how big we want the grips to be. No, I think that's too big. Or there was like a few. Well, I mean, they're gonna be everywhere, but no, I think that's too big. But like 2/3 of that size. Yeah, that's good. Look at that. Cute. So I really want one of them to be in the shape of a dinosaur, because Leah loves dinosaurs. Leah is my sister, by the way, if you didn't catch that. I'm trying to think what other fun shapes I could do. Some sort of vegetable, or a mini bird, or tea. Oh my god, I could do a mini, one of them could be like a mini plant pot with a mini clay plant coming out. But that's not like, you're not gonna find that at the climbing thing. So let's not do that, but it would be cute. I'm trying to think. I think at our school we had like a climbing wall, and at some point they redid the whole thing and they switched out all of the grips. Is it called a grip? I'm just gonna call it a grip. And they switched them out, and they had such like fun shapes. I think one of them was a strawberry. For sure, there was at least one dinosaur. Oh, I need to decide what dinosaur. Ooh, a brontosaurus. I think that's the one with the spikes, right? I'm gonna do one of those. At some point, I did a painting of dinosaurs for her, and if I had it here, then I could do those, because I don't have a picture of it, and I don't remember, obviously, what dinosaurs I did, because this was like 6 years ago. And then we'll also just do some classic grips, kind of like organic shapes. Yeah. I actually ended up doing 2 dinosaurs. One of them was, in fact, a brontosaurus, but it's not the one with the spikes. The one with the spikes is called a stegosaurus. So here you can see me shaping the legs of the brontosaurus. The brontosaurus is characterized by its really long neck and winding tail. So I first rolled the body and then kind of pinched it to get a thick neck coming out of it without having to add anything on. And then I added like a thick lump of clay at the bottom to make the legs. And then, as you saw with the knife, I was kind of separating that lump into separate legs, as that was easier than attaching them all individually. And as that process was super tedious, I decided to just make all of the organic shapes that I was talking about earlier right then and there. So after a bit of trial and error, I found that the best way to do it was to take pretty much the same amount of clay every time. So this was very much eyeballing it. And then I would roll it and place it onto the bat. And then I would just use my fingers to press into it, and that would create like an organic shape. And genuinely, that was it. Now that they're all done, let's let them dry, and it's the perfect time for a little coffee break. I haven't had coffee in a really long time. I try to not have it regularly, so this is a little treat. I went into the kitchen and I just realized we don't have any milk, and I like to have milk in my coffee, so let's go get some milk. There's a supermarket like literally a minute away. Going outside and seeing the sun always makes me so happy and so grateful to be alive. And as you might have been able to tell, when I'm happy, joy just oozes out of me. I found my book. Let me show you. It's so nice. I love the cover. We read this in high school. I loved it, but then I lost it, but now I bought it again. A different version. The one I had a person running away on the cover, but still kind of in the same style. Anyway, I would highly recommend Angela Carter, The Bloody Chamber. Yes, it's like a collection of short stories. I think my favorite is the one that I'm gonna reread now, which is called The Lady of the House of Love. I'm not gonna spoil you, I'm not gonna tell you what it's about, but let's just say let's not say anything, just read it. Okay. Got a bit too absorbed in my book, but that's fine because these are now finally dry enough, because this clay takes a really long time to dry. Let's go. First, let's perfect the brontosaurus, because it's a bit messy. It's a bit messy. Oops. One of them just fell. Sorry, Leah. I mean, Leah, you're not even here. You're not even watching this video, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go. Once the dinosaur has been cleaned up, I place it and trace it onto the pot so that I know where I'm gonna put it. And this is important so that I can prep the surface by scoring it so that the dinosaur will adhere a bit better onto it once I add slip. And then you just gotta press, press, and hope that a connection and a link is created between the part that you're attaching and the body of the pot. And this process I did for all of the pieces. I'm just showing you in detail this one. Oh, it's so cute. The strawberry. So same thing, scoring the strawberry and then figuring out where to put it. Put it here. It's not too far. I think here is good. And I actually did this with all of the, let's say, novelty grips. So I placed all of those first, and only afterwards did I start to, let's say, fill the blanks with a more normal and organic shapes. Slip. All in all, I think this took me around 4 hours. Attaching everything took 1 hour, and then painting it took another hour. Also creating all of the pieces took a while. No, actually, I think attaching and painting took 3 hours in total, so I guess 1.5 each. Then we have the book. We could make it a bit nicer, a bit sharper mainly. Okay. Let's have it up here, and then we'll put the lemon down here. But yeah, what wouldn't we do for our sisters, honestly? I'm so glad that I took the time to make this for her and to consider all of the things that she likes. It's also like a nice moment of reflection. I think anytime when you make a gift for someone, you know, it's like you're spending time with them through thinking about them when you're making this gift, and like always thinking, you know, oh, are they gonna like it? Is this in their best interest? Are they gonna appreciate this? Etc., etc. I think we'll have to redo the lines once the engobe is on, but that's fine. And I'm gonna wait for them to dry a bit more before taking a paintbrush and brushing the excess away. Because I mean, it seems like it's soaking it up anyway, so we might not even need to do that. Just pressing it down. Where is the lemon? Ooh, no, we can put the pumpkin. Oh, it's so cute. I love the pumpkin. Maybe we put the pumpkin here, and then we can still put the lemon down here. I think that's good. In a way, it's very intimate as well. And in this case, specifically of making a gift for someone, it's for my sister of all people, so there's so many memories attached to every single novelty grip that is on there, and so many stories, and I know that she will know what I mean. And then it was so nice to talk with her about it. Oh yeah, because by now I finished the pot, obviously, and I gave it to her, and she was so happy, and it's in her apartment, and I visited her a bunch of times since then, and it's always there, and it has a really cool plant in it as well, and it's just, you know, it's so joyful to be able to give something to someone that they will really enjoy, and that is one of a kind, and that is made specifically just for them. The stem decided to fly off, so let's attach it separately. Ah. It doesn't want to. It's so small. Okay, gravity is not my friend right now, but that's fine, that's allowed. Okay, there you go. Same for this one. We'll redo the lines once we've put color on it. What other novelty ones do we have? Oh, we have the little mug, which needs a bit more carving. Look! It's so tiny. It kind of looks like a mug though. It's fine. I think it's fine. It's mainly falling apart, so I think that's our biggest problem. We'll still attach it and then we'll go from there. How we feel about it here? Yeah, that's nice. Eventually, it becomes second nature to do all of these things, and I just get into a state of flow. So I'm just gonna let you watch. Okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. This one looks like it needs a bit more slip around the edges. Okay, looking good. Yep. All right. Where is the flippin' lemon? Oh, found it. I found the lemon. And we said down here. I'll put it a bit here so I can put another dinosaur here. So then they're like on opposite sides. Okay. I think the pieces are the same consistency as the pot itself, so it should dry quite evenly. Especially because it's quite big attachments, so it would be silly for them to crack off, but we might be fine. Fingers crossed. So then here we can put the dinosaur, and I still have a little sweater and the banana. So we'll put the banana here and the sweater here. So let's do the sweater first. It's not very dry. Look, it's so cute. And it has a little heart, which we might also have to redo, but that's fine. We said where? We said here, right? No, here? Ah, I can't remember. I think here is nice. That's like boop boop. Like that. And then the dinosaur here. Yeah, that's what we said. Boop. And dinosaur down here. This one. It's kind of stuck on the board. And it has spikes, so it's a delicate one. So let's lift it up with this. It's way smaller, this one. Here, right? Yeah. So it's going towards the strawberry, should be higher. Maybe down here, actually. Yeah. Nice. Boop. Now let's just put all the other ones wherever there's space. These ones I'm not going to measure out, I'll just go for it. coming together. Needs one here. A massive one. I think this is the biggest one I made. Ooh, no! It fell! Rescue mission complete. Successful. It survived. Oh, has a few cracks. It'll be fine. Yeah. Cleaning up the edges. Last one. Cute. And now the real test. Does it look cute the right way around? So far, so good. Can you even see? You can't even see it. There you go. I think it's cute. I think it kind of looks like it has warts, but it's kind of a vibe. I like it. I'll bring the engobes, and hopefully with some color it will not look like warts. I think I want to keep like super bright colors for the novelty holds. It's not grips, it's holds. I looked it up. And keep the other ones a bit of a more like neutral color, because I feel like from like up top you cannot tell what the shapes are. So then it might help differentiate. Let's do that. Also, I made way too many of the holds. I'm not gonna tilt it because they're all gonna fall. But can you see? There's still so many left. Put them to the left, to the left. Na 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 na, to the left. Let's start with red. What color is what are the dinosaurs gonna be? Okay, one of them is gonna be blue, green, and one of them is gonna be, oh, and they're gonna have spots. I've decided they're gonna have spots. And I'm gonna let my sister name them. I was gonna say we should name them, but it's her pot, so up to her. I'm excited. It's really cute. I had to mute this whole clip because I was listening to music really loud, and I'm gonna say this is making editing so much more fun to listen to this music, but it's also very inefficient because then I'm just dancing instead of editing. Okay, but the main challenge I would say with putting on the engobe was mainly to get the sides, like the you know, like in this in the 3D space, the bits between the flat surfaces of the, like on the dinosaur for example, and the pot, like because it's in volume, so like that little bit in between the two big surfaces, let's say, and to not get any paint or like color and pigment onto the pot itself. I mean, to be fair, I did get some on there, and I did try to scratch away most of it later, but honestly it doesn't show that much and it's fine. As you're seeing, I am leaving the base of the pot blank, like I'm not putting any color on it, and that's because when it fires it's just going to be the natural color of the clay, which is kind of a cream off-white eggshell. Honestly, I don't know all those words to describe different shades of white. It's just not full white. Let's leave it at that. So the engobe that I'm using here, I had mixed it a few weeks ago. So if you want more information about how I did that and what exactly is in it and how does it work and how come it's colorful and it stays colorful when it's burned, you can go check out my other video. This was for my new collection and experimenting with the sgraffito technique. And I am still keeping going with that collection. This is just like a nice breather, a palette cleanser, if you will. And I'm actually, as we speak, editing the videos, the next videos of the same collection, because I ended up doing quite a few pieces, which I all got back now, and they're gorgeous, and I'm very excited to share them with you. So, you know, keep an eye out. And also, if you're here, it's always nice if you leave a little comment and a like, or if you subscribe, you know, it helps out a lot with the algorithm. It's basically telling it like, hello, there's people who are watching this and who are liking it. So send it to more people and then maybe one day I can make money from this. Yeah, so please do that. Mwah! That was a kiss, in case you couldn't tell. Okay, getting back to business. You can see, or maybe you cannot see, as I am editing it out currently, but I am going over the same areas a bunch of times so that the engobe sits in at least 2 to 3 layers to get more consistent and opaque color. Also, when applying this to not contaminate my colors, I tried to stick with one color at a time. But then for things like, for example, the pumpkin or the dinosaurs, which had spots of a different color, I did have to wash my brush and dip it back into the first colors. But then once all of the novelty holds were done, I was able to do all the other ones in just the same color. That was supposed to come out green, but it came out a bit blue. But you know, that's life. It's fine. You can't predict everything. You gotta let go a bit. And I'm very happy with how it came out, so it's completely fine. Yeah, so I'm just refining all of the colors, making sure that everything is applied evenly so that it does look consistent once fired and once glazed. And then to get the full effect of the climbing or like bouldering holds, I put little holes into it, and I thought of doing this before attaching them, but then I thought it's nicer to do it once they are attached, so it also creates like an extra contact point with the surface of the pot, which helps to reinforce the bond. And it's also just easier for me and less finicky. So yeah, that's that. Look how satisfying that is. I also took this opportunity to add all of the details in the carvings that were previously lost by adding the engobe on top of it. So just carving away the small, like for example from the strawberry or the lines of the sweater and the lines on the pumpkin, and I added also a bit of texture onto the lemon. I'm so happy with the result. I'm excited to see when it's fired, and I'm excited to see what Leah thinks about it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll probably post a picture of this once it's glazed and fired and all that. See you next time!